And I understand, like, it's a fire shoe, but it's not that serious. Murders continue to happen right after that. Are we back? We're back. What's poppin', y'all? It's your girl, Ombre Alert. It has been a long time since I did a video. I'm so happy to be recording tonight. It's like 6:30. I'm so excited to get this video done and out to you guys. I can't even express how much I just want to thank you guys for hanging in there with me. Y'all know I'm a new mommy. My routine has changed a lot, like so much. So yeah, I'm just excited to be here today to do this video. This video is very important and slightly sensitive to me because I'm from DC, born and raised, and I've literally seen the effect that Jordans has had on like the culture, meaning black people, in the area. So we're gonna get right into it. It's Black History Month. Y'all do know that I have a Black History Month playlist right on this channel. If you guys want to learn some new facts, make sure that you guys go check that playlist out. I have tons of videos of history of people you've probably heard of or haven't heard of, which is very interesting. So let's just dive right into the video. Thank you guys again for the support, and we're back and better, okay? Period. In today's video, I really wanted to talk about Michael Jordan and his impact on DC. And specifically, I wanted to talk about something that has happened recently in the city, and that is the release or the re-release of the Air Jordan 5s. And they are different from the regular Air Jordans because they are number 5. They were released in 1989 by Tinker Hatfield, and I believe he designed like rocket ships and stuff, so it was inspired by that. But he did it with Michael Jordan and Nike, and they released this shoe. And what makes this different from the other 5s is that it has a metallic tongue and it has a blue translucent outsole, so that's what makes it so special. I noticed a few videos on my TikTok of the release. I want to say it was 2 days ago. If I'm not mistaken, it probably was on the 8th or the 9th of February that the shoe was released. If not, I'll just put it down here at the bottom so you guys can know the exact date that it was released in DC. But there was a few locations in particular that I noticed that was going insane. Just to be transparent, this isn't anything new. Like whenever Jordan's release, like people in DC, they line up for it. It's just because I'm older now, I thought that people would kind of outgrow wanting to go to the releases and getting hurt. Okay, so there was a few locations that I noticed. One of the locations I noticed was H Street, Northeast DC, and I live close to there. So I saw that location. The line was super, super long, like blocks down the street, because there's a Nike store down there. Then I saw Columbia Heights, which is, I believe, up northwest. And I saw PG, like PG Mall. So those were like the 3 locations that I noticed that was going insane. Like the Columbia Heights location, I believe I don't know what store that is. I have to double check. I don't know if it was a Nike store or whatever store it was, but they were bussing through the doors trying to get in at that location. I want to say at PG Mall, there was a fight that broke out with the security and some of the people. And I'm not sure if anything happened down H Street. Hopefully not. That's the hood for real. Out of all the 3 locations, the H Street location is very, very hood. Okay, so I'm hoping that nothing happened and nobody got hurt, but that's just what I know. That's what I heard and that's what I saw. Okay, so I did see a video of a girl recording across the street from the AutoZone, and I just noticed how long the line was, and I was like, damn, like people got money like that. The outpour was in the comments was that black people in particular, line up for shoe releases but don't line up to go vote, don't line up to, donate to DC public schools to help schooling, don't up to go back to school, just anything, you know what I'm saying? And if I'm being real, they have a point. They have a strong point in that. We do band together to support things that really could get us in danger, but we don't band together to really change anything in particular in our community. And that's something that is facts, you know what I'm saying? And it's really sad that we would be lined up like that. And I'm saying we because I include myself in the black community. I'm not saying that I was out there because I don't know. If I could tell you my Jordan experience, I could say I don't even know which ones I had. Okay, I could show you a picture of them, and I'll look them up though, because they was fire, and I never seen nobody with them. But the Jordans that I had, I only bought them because I was proud of myself. At the time, I was working 2 jobs, and I was, hustling. So I figured, I deserved it. And when I say I wore them shits to the ground, I wore them shits to the ground. And I wore them in the dangerous part of town too. I should never did that, but God was with me because I didn't get hurt or nothing. I just regret like wearing them so much because I dogged them for real. But they were so comfortable. That's why I wore them all the time. But yeah, it was just something I did because I was working 2 jobs, and that justified the money to me. I feel like they was like 100 and something. I don't think they was 200, but they was close. Close enough. But yeah, that's just my Jordan experience. I never had Jordans before I had my own job. And I feel like I had Jordans when I was like 23, and that was my first and my only pair. And I don't have them no more. I only had one pair, but I worked hard for them, so I bought them. You know what happened at the releases in DC? Just to go back a little bit, DC has had a history with violence in Jordans. There has been shootings. I can't say I've seen anybody get stabbed, but I know of people, getting shot over Jordans. I mean, there's a lot of clothing in particular in DC that is hard to wear around a city without you getting robbed. And a lot of the clothes that's specifically street style is known for being dangerous. And if I could go on and on, I would say North Face. Now it's Moose Knuckle jackets, Jordans, um, sometimes Hallie Hansen too. And that's not even like up there to me. Like that's something that we can buy. Like I don't see that, but I feel like that's it. As far as I know, as far as I remember. But anyways, I had to do a little digging because I was just like, why is it that we do this every time? I mean, the shoes literally are the same thing. Like that was released in it hit the shelves in 1990. It was designed in 1989. And I understand, like, it's a fire shoe, but it's not that serious. And if our city is known to have violence for shoes like that, then does it make sense to buy it and bring the violence right to your door? Because that's what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? As soon as somebody see you with them shoes, they're going to want to grab them off of you. And they don't care what size they are. They're going to sell them if they can't fit them, or give them to their family member, their homeboy or their homegirl, okay? To go back, just so y'all know, like, what the history is with Michael Jordan and DC and the personification and all of that. We're going to do a little history. I don't know if I mentioned that the metallic Jordan 5s do retail for $220. So don't let that part go over your head because I ain't got it. I'm telling you right now, I ain't got it. And even if I did have it, I wouldn't spend that much money on some shoes. Okay? On those shoes. I probably would drop that much on some shoes, but not those. And that's no shade. They're cute. We all know Michael Jordan. He is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He was playing basketball since 1984. His career in basketball was from 1984 to 2003. So from 1984 to 1998, he played with the Chicago Bulls, and then he moved to DC and played for the Wizards. He played for the Wizards in the year 2001 to 2003. So I was like 7 years old when he came here and was playing for the Wizards. Of course, the history with Jordans. At first, it was like a collaboration that he did with Nike, and then it became a full blown shoe. So, 1985, he first wore the first Jordan 1s on the court. He did get some penalties because they told him he couldn't wear the shoe. He wore it anyway, child. And he's been infamous for that ever since. And that's when he started creating the Jordan line of shoes. And, that's that with that. But when he came to DC, he specifically was playing in the MCI Center. If you know, you know that is down Gallery Place. That Gallery Place was like my stomping ground, okay? When I was a teenager and like ninth grade, 10th grade, I used to always go down Gallery Place and chill in the Starbucks and walk around. And it was a time. It was a time. If you're from DC, you know what Gallery Place is. It's like Gallery Place Chinatown. It became synonymous with DC culture because he was playing for the Wizards. And his presence alone, because he had such a good reputation from being a basketball player at that point and playing for the Bulls, he literally took all of his reputation and brought it to DC. So the whole area of Gallery Place like grew. There was money flowing everywhere. Restaurants was packed, bars was packed, stores was popping. Everybody in the area had money. When he came through, he did that. You know what I'm saying, for the area of Gallery Place in particular. And he made everybody want to come down there. He made everybody want to spend that money. And he definitely had an impact on the area as far as like, just growing it to be more affluent, and not only in the money department but in the fashion department. So by then he already had the Jordans. So it made people in DC, people from Maryland, people from Virginia want to come to DC and wear the Jordans all the time, and of course rock the Wizards jerseys. So he upped the scale with money in the area and fashion in the area and sports. So that was like a triple threat, you feel me? So, he played his play. But there is something that I want to also say is that after he started doing the Jordans, there was murders. Murders continue to happen right after that. Murders all across America started to happen. It wasn't just in DC. There was a few, I want to say, in California. There's, mostly in the rural or the ghettos of America, there was, violence associated with Jordans. And I know that that's probably wasn't his intention, but because he has such a good reputation as a basketball player and because of his status being like one of the greatest of all time, like it was a trophy. The shoes were considered like a trophy and something that showed wealth. And people just wanted to have it. Like if you was black and you had Jordans, your family had money. You feel me? You had money or your family had money. Course, that's the double-edged sword, is that it created a lot of violence. And that wasn't in particular his fault, because just because he came out with some shoes, it doesn't mean that we supposed to be robbing and stabbing and killing each other. But it incited a lot of that because of the status of the shoe, because of the cost of the shoe and the value of the shoe. So from the 90s to now, there has been violence, there has been murders associated with the Jordans. And in particular, with this new release that we just had, I was hoping that nobody got hurt, but I wouldn't have been surprised if anybody got hurt. If you know the history of Gallery Place as well, then you know it used to be called the MCI Center, and then it changed to the Verizon Center in 2006, and then in 2017 it became the Capital One Arena. So that's what it's called right now. One of the most recent murders that I saw was a murder that happened December 22nd, 2017. And it was a murder of a teenage, it was like teen against teen. And a young man by the name of James Anthony Smith was murdered by another teenager, and he was found shot multiple times. and the first responders noticed that he was missing shoes, like he just had socks on. And he later had died in the hospital and succumbed to his wounds. His mom is quoted to say, "I wish I never bought them." And they weren't the same shoes, but they were the Air Jordan 11s, and they were in cherry red. And she basically had bought him those for Christmas, but she gave them to him early because he was a good kid. You know, he got good grades, and she said he never asked her for nothing. So she just bought him because she knew that that's what he wanted, and she gave him to him early. And he unfortunately passed away, and he went to high school, which was Ballou. If you're from DC, then you know what Ballou High School is. It's one of the most dangerous high schools in the city. There has been multiple people that have died outside the school, in the school. Like, it's very dangerous. I don't know how it is to this day, but when I was in high school and when I was in middle school, my middle school was right down the street from it. So if it wasn't a fight at my middle school, I went to Hart Middle School. So if it wasn't a fight at my middle school, it was a fight at Ballou or a shooting at Ballou. So yeah, I was very close to going to Ballou, but my mom was like, no, no. And I wanted to go. I wanted to go because all my friends from middle school went there, so I wanted to go too. But my mom was like, no, you're not going there. You're not going there. You're gonna be fighting every day. Back to James Anthony Smith. Rest in peace to him, and shout out to his family. My condolences, honestly, because he didn't deserve that. He didn't deserve that. And, you know, he should have been able to live his life and do everything that he wanted to do. And he shouldn't have been taken down by no shoes. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But a rapper from DC, his name is Mike D'Angelo, he raised money for her family and other families that succumb to gun violence with their kids. And I thought that was amazing. I never heard of him before, but I thought that was amazing because it just shows that somebody, like, there is people from our city that actually give a damn. Like, shout out to Mike D'Angelo. Send me some music so I can use it for my channel, okay? If you watch this, send me some music. Like, send me something, or let me lift the copyright so I can, you know, find some music for you or whatever, and use it as my little intro, okay? Because I will do that. I will do that for you. But shout out to you because that's amazing. Like, he raised so much money, and not only did he donate money, but other people came and donated money as well, and it was a very successful event. And it could have easily got shot up because that's what happens in the city, unfortunately. Sometimes we just can't have nothing good. We can't have nothing good, and then everything turn out bad. But shout out to you. You a real one. Just one of the murders that happened that was recent. Michael Jordan did say something about that. I think I wrote it down. Hold on. So in Sports Illustrated in 1989, Jordan states, "I never thought because of my endorsement of a shoe or any product that people would harm each other. Everyone likes to be admired, but when it comes to kids actually killing each other, then you have to reevaluate things." So I don't know if he has reevaluated anything because it, at his time, like I said, he came to DC in 2001 and 2003. He, what did he do for the community? Literally, right down the street from Gallery Place is the hood. You feel me? Like, don't don't let the archives, Navy Memorial, and all of that get you, you know, in the tailspin. Literally, the hood is like right down the street and around the corner from Gallery Place. So I don't know if he ever did anything for the city while he was here. I don't think he even stayed here that long to see what was going on in the hood, cuz he really could have, like, inspired some young men and changed some lives and changed the city and gave us a lot of more, like, inspiration and pride and all of that, but he didn't, you know? And this statement was in 1989. So murders continue to happen after this particular murder that he was talking about, which I couldn't really find, but murders continue to happen, and he has said nothing. I haven't heard none. He's 61 years old to today in 2025. So why haven't you said anything? You're making money though. You're making money off of the community, but you have nothing to say for the community and about the community. You're making money though. You're making like Jordan's alone, he makes $2 billion a year. 2+ billion a year, and people are killing each other over the shoes. We need a statement. We need you to say something. Come on now. You getting the money though. You getting the money though. And of course, now that I'm a mom, I'm like, I gotta raise my son to know the difference between being rich as a person and looking rich. Because you can do both and not have no money. It's not about money. It's about how you carry yourself. That's what it's about. It's about your character. It's about what you stand for. And he's not showing that he stands for a lot. He's showing that he wants to gank all of the money from the black community and not show up for the black community. So, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about this topic. It's your girl Ombre Alert, and I'm back and better than ever. Let me know in the comments also anything you want me to talk about. I do have a few other videos in rotation after this, but just let me know. Let me know. Give me some vibes, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for showing me love in the comments. I love you guys. To the next video.